Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream Park. What a fantastic day here in South Florida. That is a live picture of our three racing surfaces. Looking at blue sky, Brian. Beautiful today.
Absolutely perfect out. Fast main track, firm turf course, Tapeta as well. And fun day, fun card. Good weekend of racing. Good card tomorrow, too.
Yeah, good card tomorrow. We got, I think, they're guessing
Yep.
225,000, I believe, in the pick six. There it is. It has gone up. So it's
Yep.
been what, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days.
It's already at 73 and change there. We've got the Grade 3 Hurricane Birdie a little bit later on. Good race there. Nick Style and Spirit Wind clashing in there. So, fun day, Ron.
Well, let's get right to it. We'll go to Brian's early pick 5 ticket here. In the first race being 5.5 furlongs. These are maiden claiming filly 3-year-olds. And how'd you see it, Brian?
A little bit of reworking here, Ronnie. In race number 2, you can see the single there, Dublin's Night. Good maiden special weight on the turf. In race number 3, I've got the 6 on top, and that is Do Bowie Wowie. In race number 4, scratch into the 9. I lost my top pick, so Lou the Body I'm going to scratch into. In race number 5, the big scratch of the day, Coppola is out of the Silks Run. Even money morning line favorite, had won 2 stakes in a row here this winter. He is out, but I always did have the 5 Super Quest on top there, and he's really going to be tough now with the speed out of that race.
Yeah, we'll see how he runs with, of course, Coppola was just the fastest horse we saw down here this winter.
Yeah.
Shame he's not running today. So get into this race. We'll start it with the number 8, R Wins Aren't Luck. Looks like the one to beat to me.
Yeah, I think so. Off the claim here for Carlos David. That is a 33% move. That's 13 for 39 of late. And the run on debut wasn't really that bad either, and I just think at the end of the day he's probably going to be a pretty short price, adding blinkers for a little more focus early on too.
And right next door you had the 7 Vanessa's Wish from Ruben Sierra. It was okay debut at 6 furlongs.
Yeah, and she's proven on the main track, and I think that's significant because the favorite is not, and there's no guarantee she's going to handle it. Vanessa's Wish, I would expect her to improve off what is probably a race she needed on debut.
And the 4-horse Digital Sale going to drop from 25 to 12.5 for his first race back. Paco Lopez in the saddle today.
Probably going to have to catch her, right, with an aggressive ride with Paco. Fresh speed, Lasix as well. She's the one to catch.
We'll see how it is. Second race today, 1 mile on the turf. These are maidens, and they are 3-year-olds, and we do have some a couple of scratches, both also 13 and 14. Jockey change into 1 Global Prosperity. Make that runner Jose Morelos receive Mirage off a couple of outs this afternoon. So you got a single in here, and you got your pick 4. Do you want to show the pick 4 now?
Yeah, we can. I'll tweet that out. It's just a run back, but this is a single. We can bring up the replay of Dublin's Night. This looks like a very nice prospect for Brendan Walsh in here because Brendan's not necessarily a guy that's going to crank him up. He was back there walking, got loose on the lead, didn't stop. The turf is, we've talked about it time and time again with the turf, the way that it's been playing. But this is a big power move by Dublin's Night in here. Wide looping on the turn, and he ran by everybody he could but the winner who just got loose and freaked over this turf course. Watch him level off nicely, though, Ron. And this is a serious prospect for Brendan Walsh. Draws a much better post position today as well.
I'm going to show you a stat on Brendan Walsh. It might help you along here with the number 6, Dublin's Night. And there you see it, second career start turf routes, past 5 years, very good. 18%, 43% in the money, positive ROI. Who's riding better than Edgar Zayas on this turf course? So we'll see how it runs this afternoon. And so that's the one to beat. But, get a couple of other horses in here. What about the 4-horse, Brian? Daham. I thought this horse maybe had a little bit of a shot.
Yeah, this is a dangerous horse because he's a half to Hawkbill, who was a multiple Group 1 winner over in Europe. I believe banked over $7 million. So he legged up on the Tapeta on debut, and it wouldn't shock me at all if he moves forward in a big way today. Jose D'Angelo, another trainer that's not going to win first out all that often. You get him second out, though, he's up to 22%.
It's also a half to free drop.
Yeah, there you go.
I always like the name of that horse. I did most of his good stuff on the dirt,
yeah,
I believe.
Grew Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity over at Keeneland.
Yeah, so we'll see how that runs. He looks like a logical one. And what'd you see with the 2 in here, Executive, Billy Mott? You got to give him a second look. His turf races were good. The dirt race, not so good.
Yeah, the turf races were slow, but that was as a 2-year-old now, and he's going to come back as 3 here off a layoff, but he's going to add Lasix with a good post. I'm going to watch one today. Could be prepping maybe using this one, but Bill is, Fountain of Youth winner Sovereignty off the layoff, so you've got to be careful here.
Let's go to race number 3. This one's going to be a mile and the 16th on the Tapeta, and these are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch my top pick, and therefore Ain't No Lady. Samantha has a middle pick 5 ticket I think we're going to show right now.
Take a look at it. This is the retail only pick 5. We like this one now. It's a 50-cent base wager. No computer-assisted wagering in this bet, so it's become very, very popular, and it's a mandatory payout as well. Looking forward to seeing Samantha back here tomorrow. You can see the anchor in race 7 for her, and that is the single. Let me get all the way to it. It's the 4 Broderie, who is certainly on the improve for Fernando Abreu, and my top pick as well. That is a good race 7.
Yeah, and then we're going to show you a horse a little later on. So a nice ticket there. And Brian, how did you see this race? I had the 4 on top, scratched into the 6. Do wowie.
That's who I always did have on top, Ron. I think we got to do it. We've got to prove it on Tapeta, and she's yet to run over it. But if she handles the surface, she's going to be really, really tough because she brings some class to her. The turf races here last time for a quarter, that was a good effort when she was 4th. That's a better group than what she's facing today.
You went to the outside with a bomber. Well, no, it was to the outside with a Fashionable Kitty is the next one you had. No, Princess Cairo.
Yeah, she was good breaking her maiden last time. Mia Nichols, the apprentice, gets her first win here at Gulfstream Park, and it was a dominant effort for Jerry O'Dwyer. It was on the cutback. We'll route again today. We'll see what we get, but that was a really, really polished win when Jerry added the blinkers too.
I like the speed of the inside horse, Dialectic, so I think this horse maybe can run well and just maybe get loose on the lead. I'm taking a little bit of shot. He's 10-1 in the morning line. Edwin Gonzalez for Kathy Mudgeon like Dungeon.
Yeah, we're gonna route here and sprint in the speed. He's going to get loose. He always gets loose, but we'll see what we get today. He's had a little problem lasting.
Yep, that's been the problem. That's why you get a little bit of a price. Race number 4 this afternoon, mile 70 yards on the Tapeta Claimers, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 4. Chechero scratch the 7. That was my top pick, flat top box. And also scratch number 13 in here, and that is Racket. As you mentioned, you scratched it. Oh, you got a middle pick 4 here.
Oh, yeah, we got to check that one out, too, the ever-popular middle pick 4. So we'll take a quick look at that, and it takes us through the Silks run. You can see in race 6, I've got the single of the 7 in there, and that is Lord of War. We're going to show you how good he was last time. And in race 4, I do have Broderie on top, but I thought it was a very, very difficult race. I'm going to use 4 of what is now 5 of them. And the problem I'm not using Silver Moonlight is a dangerous horse for Safi.
Yeah, so getting back to this 4th race this afternoon, I know I heard you say that you also scratch into the number 9 horse, Lou the Body.
Yeah, I played Lou the Body 2 starts back, and boy, he should have won. He was 14-1, and he was supposed to win. He hung a little bit late. I think what happened last time, Ronnie, he paid the price a little bit for that big run. I think he regressed a little bit. I think he bounced a little bit. So now it's behind us. A little bit of a class drop's not going to hurt him at all either. Maybe we can move back forward.
I so did you. The 6, looking for roses in here. Bump this one up. Comes off a sharp, good maiden win. 12-5 for who else? Safi Joseph Jr. And it looks like a horse that can make it 2 in a row. Going to have Edgar Zayas in the saddle today.
He did that off a 21-month layoff too. So that was pretty impressive. We face winners today, but he has a lot of upside to him. He'll be with the 7 scratch. He'll be a stiff favorite now, I would think.
And just to know, a lot of people saying, where's Tyler Gaffney? Where they're upstate today. A lot of them are riding, so different jockeys on different horses today. So, race number 5 this afternoon is our first of 2 stakes races, and this one is the 11th running of the Silks Run. 5 furlongs on the turf, 4-year-olds and upward. Big scratch, as Brian mentioned, with the number 1, Coppola.
Yeah, it was going to be a huge, huge favorite. He had popped the gate twice in a row to win 2 stakes. He's out, so now it becomes a much more much more fascinating betting race, at least in the Silks Run, because you got a huge favorite out. It also kicks off the TT Pick 3, and we'll take a look at Samantha's ticket before we get into the Silks Run. She's using the 3 that I'm using in here. In race number 8, that's the next turf race, she's got the single of the 6, and that is Rare Art. We've got a good one there with 2 stakes horses, Rare Art and Origami, off layoffs, and she's going to go with Rare Art, and then she's throwing a blanket in race 11, and I don't blame her at all in there, because both Ron with the 3 and me with the 9, we have long shots in there that she's not even using. It's that kind of race. 5 deep for Samantha in the finale.
What do we want to show? The replay first and talk about
We can still show the replay because it's still significant. Now, Coppola is going to win the race here, and he's obviously out, but this is Capture the Lion off the claim for Safi at 39-1, and also Reef Runner, and they were too far back because Coppola just absolutely blasted off 20-4, but they closed strongly, Ron, and now with Coppola out, they're the 2 you're looking at in here.
Don't forget, Capture the Lion broke from like post 12 in that day, so it was a tough beat for him. They weren't catching the winner, but look at that close on the 13, which today is Capture the Lion.
Yeah, and 39-1 is long gone. That is to be sure. But I said, Ron, I always had the 5 Super Quest on top. This is a very talented horse, and he certainly gets all the best of it because now, with obviously the favorite out, but the speed is out as well, and Super Quest can go, he can shade 43 if they want him to. Maybe you get some cheap speed down on the inside with Biz Buzz. I don't know off the claim and the quick turnaround for D'Angelo. Super Quest is the one that moves way up today with the scratch.
Let's show you a stat with the 2 Biz Buzz.
Okay.
As we were talking about it for this one for Jose D'Angelo. First lift the claim on the turf past 5 years. You wouldn't think this, but he's good. He's 18%, 61% in the money. This wasn't a turf guy you back on, so this is good stat.
Yeah.
Good stat here.
It really is. And listen, he claimed him for 62,500 last week. Boom, right back in his stakes. It's a huge ask. He's a big long shot, but this is a barn that rarely makes a misstep, so you might want to just take a second look.
Yeah, so there you see our selections in there. In race number 5, they got a little bit of a shakeup with the scratch of Coppola, but have no fear. It's still going to be a fantastic race. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Stick and lots of other tickets, too.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. 6th race, 1 mile and 16th on the Topeka Claimers. These are 4-year-olds and up. Full field of 12 to kick off the Rainbow Six. Let's look at my ticket right now. And there you see, we'll talk about the 6th race. Race number 7. I didn't pick the 2, but I was afraid of it, so I added my thing and the 2 horse. Here's the kicker, and I added other horses. Race number 8, there's my single Origami on the grass for Jack Sisterson. Race number 9, my top pick is the 1, Defended, used other horses. Race 10, 2 for me, as Brian mentioned, in the grade 3 Hurricane Bertie. I think it's Spirit Wind or Nick Style. And then in the last race, I got my long shot, the 3, and that's Big Boy Jack. Also used the 5 and the 7. That's I'm Done and Dual Income, will be ridden by Edwin Gonzalez today.
It's a fun sequence, Ron, and we're already up to, after paying this out Sunday, you can see that we're already approaching $250,000. I would think we get there today, so jump in. It's not easy, and that turf race in the finale is going to weed out a lot of tickets.
Well, we got a replay we want to show with Lord of the War, on Estos.
Yep.
a bunch of horses here.
Yeah.
All the gang's all here in this replay.
The gang is here, and there's, to me, only one horse you want out of this race. Swan Lake is just seemingly over the top. He's just not the same away from Carlos David. Watch how hard Lord of War has got to run here. He's got the 7-5 favorite pressing him the entire way. That's just not a recipe for success, and all these other horses are sitting the right kind of trip, and lo and behold, Lord of War runs off by a length and a quarter. That's what I wanted to show, the interior of that race. You got the 7-5 dogging you the whole way. He swats him like a fly and runs off. Now he's off the claim for Jose D'Angelo. Boom, right back at the 10. I like that too. And I just don't see anybody running with him, and I don't see anybody beating him, Ron.
Emma Smith Jaramillo going to jump aboard this afternoon. We'll see how that plays. And certainly, what'd you see with the number 2, Navy Cross?
Well, Navy Cross is taking a huge, huge class drop for Jeff Engler, who's just long overdue for a little racing luck here this winter, to be perfectly honest. I don't really know where his form is. The more and more we get away from that giant figure on January 3rd, the more and more I kind of think it was a little bit of a fluke. But this class drop's got to play for Navy Cross today.
You know, some interest in the one Swan Lake. I think this horse is better than my show. First off, the claim by Jose Gallegos. We'll see how it runs. This horse is very popular in the claiming box.
Yeah, he's super popular, but if you look at his races, the only time he runs is with Carlos David. The other races have just been not good at all, and we'll see. I like the job Jose does, but we're going to have to get a very, very quick about face.
So we're both in agreement with the number 7, Lord of War, and then you go different ways through that. Race number 7 is going to be a 1-mile event, fast main track allowance, optional claimer for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch the one late scratch we just got, Cruise to Catalina, so we're dealing with a field of 5 this afternoon. Samantha has her late pick 5 ticket, and we'll show you that right now. And she's going 3-4 here. We'll talk about this race. Race number, who's she singling? Oh, Rare Art.
Yeah, Rare Art. That's an exciting race for 3-year-old fillies. We've got the we'll call it the brother race tomorrow, an optional claimer for the 3-year-olds on turf. There's about a quartet of stakes horses in there. And then you can see Samantha 4x3x5 pick 3 to get out of this sequence. So not a lot of confidence there. And they look like spread races to me too, Ron.
Yeah, it's a good way to have a ticket because these two look like the first couple races look pretty logical, and then you get all that spread in there. So getting back to this race this afternoon, 7th race, how did you see Brian Brodery?
Yeah, I went with Brodery. She certainly seems to be on the improve for Fernando Abreu. She's going to stretch out to a mile today. I think she's in a good spot because we'll talk about Big Pond in a second, and you don't have her, and I don't really blame you there, Ron, to be perfectly honest with you. Here's the kicker is should not be favored, but you've got to look at the ownership group, and that's probably why she is favored. It's a good race to me, at least to get involved with, because I expect us to get overlaid prices on horses that quite honestly should be lower prices.
Let's see a stat with Fernando Abreu, with that 4-horse that we both have on top, Brodery. You could see sprint to root on the dirt the past 5 years, only 10%.
Yeah.
A small sampling, but 20's not that small. 35% ROIs, out the window there, 42 cents. So what do you make of that?
I don't know. It's not ideal, obviously, but she's run well at 7, and the way she closed last time says to me a one-turn mile is not going to be a problem. You get such a strong finishing rider in Paco Lopez,
Paco, yeah, you're going to say that. No, we talked a little bit about Big Pond, and I sort of faded this horse. I can understand you using it, but we'll see how it plays out.
I just have to be perfectly honest. She was dreadful last time. Right. She was 11-10, 6-5 on the tote board. She was second in a grade 3 behind in New York. Comes in off the layoff. Okay, sure, she needed the race. I get it. She was getting Lasix back on, too, and she just really did no running whatsoever. So now we're going to see Bill Mott, the Hall of Famer, is going to put blinkers on. Maybe that sharpens her up a little bit, but I really question where her form is, Ron.
Well, yep, so it's good. I went a little deep there because I was confused as it sounded right there. Did not use the 5. Going to the 8th race, what a great race. Mile in the 16th on the turf allowance, optional claimer, and these are 3-year-olds, fillies, and we have a scratch of the 4. The beach goes on, and it is Brian's late pick 4 ticket.
Take a look at it now. Just $12 for me here. We're going to spread a little bit in the finale. I've got the 8. on top in race number 9. That is my best bet of the day, and that is Emirates Affair, who just dominated a group like this 2 starts back at the level. I'll use both heavy favorites in the Hurricane Birdie. I know I didn't want to put out a $6 ticket, but I would lean more towards the 6 because of the post position, that Spirit win, and my long shot is in the finale. Now, Ron's long shot is the 3, Big Boy Jack. My long shot is the 9, Friolento for Nick Palmer. We get Lasix in that spot, too. $12 late pick 4 ticket, Ronno.
Well, getting back to this 8th race, did you start it off with Rare Art?
No.
No, this was Samantha did. So let's show that video, and then we'll talk about yours.
Yep. Rare Art ran so well last year. This is at Belmont at Aqueduct. Watch, trying to loop here in the Chelsea Flower. She's going to come up just a nose short behind Opulent Restraint, who's a pretty darn nice horse and was odds on in this spot for Chad Brown. This is a nice effort by Rare Art. She was 8-5 in this spot, and she couldn't quite get by. She's a stakes horse. She was a close 5th in the Miss Griot at Belmont at Aqueduct prior to that, and now she's going to come back and get Lasix or Tony Dutrow, who's got to win at the meet. John Velasquez, the Hall of Famer, is here. This is an exciting horse, Ron. She could need this race, as she obviously is prepping for another stakes down the road, quite possibly, early at Keeneland. But she is a dangerous and exciting horse today.
Well, we saw my Rainbow Six. I singled the 2 in here, Origami, so we'll talk about the 2 now. Origami just, comes out of a really good race, albeit that was December at Del Mar, produced a couple of next out winners. And just, it's a grade 3 performance by this horse. Coming here, now Jack has been a little slow as far as wins go, but I think this one classes up perfectly today.
She's almost essentially exactly the same as the 6. She's got stakes form as a 2-year-old. Now she's 3. She's going to get Lasix. She's going to does she need the race for Keeneland or wherever they're going next? So we'll see. And that's actually one of the reasons why I put the 3 on top, Ron. I think Candy Quest is just going to pop this field. She's stretching out off 2 sprints. She got the comeback out of the way last time. She's bred top and bottom to relish 2 turns, and she's going to run on a turf course to our right. That is all speed.
Yeah, you see how that runs there. Great race here for betting race if you don't believe in a couple of the favorites in this particular race. So you like the 2, and then Brian, quickly on the 9, what'd you see with Anel?
Anel is got enough speed to maybe lay close. That's what I like. She faced winners last time, and she picked up her game because she had to break her maiden for a tag. I don't think she's in the same league as the top 3, but she can get a piece in here.
Race number 9 is a 7-furlong sprint and allowance optional claimer for Fillies Majesty's Estate, bred 4-year-olds and upward, and no scratches in this race, Brian. And you went with the number 8. Emirates Fair is actually your best bet.
Yeah, let's take a look at the race that I want to key on here because it's the only race I really care about. It was at the level, 2 starts back, sprinting on the main track, and it was just an absolutely demolition job, 15-1. That is long gone today, but timely rewards in here as well for Safi, but Emirates Affair was just dominant here for the Moscow barn that's had quietly, doesn't run a lot of horses down here, but has really saddled some live ones, and this is one of them, and she's just going to run off here, pressing the even money favorite, Alice Queen, the entire way, and just drawing off like she was even money in here. And that, like I said, that 15-1 is gone. She was in way too tough last time behind Broderie, who we just talked about, but she's back with her friends today in a state-bred race, and she is, to me, like I said, best bet. These other horses, except your horse, everyone else but your horse, they all kind of look stuck in neutral like they're going to run the exact same race.
Yeah, Defended is what we call a now horse.
Yeah.
Going for his 3rd consecutive victory, came off the bench, ran well at 6, ran well at 6.5 furlongs. Going to try 7 for the first time this afternoon. Oscar Gonzalez, Sharp on, Lionel Reyes. I think you got to look at this horse this afternoon. Right next door, Neom City, Tariq Mubarak. I just think this horse, if you go 2 back, maybe for a minor award in there.
Minor award, yeah. I clearly think it's you or I in here.
Yeah.
The minor awards for the rest of them.
The other horse I just want to mention real quickly is Amy the Butcher, who's coming out of such a good race. You could see the first 3 winners in that race back in September, a long time ago, came back to win. 10-1 in the morning line. It's Safi Joseph Jr. Put this horse on your tries or supers.
Yeah, underneath. It's interesting that Safi really hasn't gotten anything out of her in 2 starts. We'll have to see. Maybe she wakes up today. All her recent drills have been on Tapeta. I thought that was odd.
Well, a feature race today is the 10th race, 6.5 furlongs. It is the 20th running of the Hurricane Betty Grade 3 event. Scratch the 7, done enough. And Brian, Spirit Wind, we talked about this. We thought this one might be the one to beat in here. And let's show that video, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to show both videos for the favorites.
Right.
And neither of them, to be quite honest, were all that overwhelming. This is Spirit Wind at Oaklawn Park when last seen December the 21st. It was kind of we'll call it the old workman woman like win, because she was a short number in here and had to work pretty hard. It was a means to an end. She's a grade 2 winner, so good, and she's also 5 for 8 at Gulfstream Park, and I think that's significant too. You can see her rallying down the crown on the track here under Fernando Jara. Good effort here. It's, we talk about this a lot, Ron. This is, to me, it's a post position race. If Nick Style was the 6 and Spirit Wind was the 1, she'd probably be your morning line favorite, and she'd probably be my pick. But Nick Styles down on the inside. That's going to be tricky.
But how good has Nick Styles been going?
She's really good. Let's show you the Minaret. I mean, she's won her last 3 races at odds on. She is 2 for 2 here. This is a difficult way to win races sprinting at Tampa, so I want to give her credit that she got it done, and Junior's ridden her in all 7 of her lifetime starts, 6 of them wins. She wants to beat you, and that's what happened here. She found a will to win here. This was not that flattering of a performance, and Spirit Wind is not going to be impressed by that run at all. She's going to have to run better today to beat Spirit Wind.
I was going back on this horse I'm talking about, Nagallon Bloom, when she was second to Waves and Means. I just thought that was a really good race. That's a grade 2 event. This horse, like you said, just going to come out running here. Never been beat at Gulfstream Park. Perfect 2 for 2. The other one 5 for 8. What better rematch can you have, or matchup, I should say, than you can have with these two?
Yeah, without a doubt. And the horse we have in third, quite honestly, might be the best horse in the race, but Into Champagne, such a good 3-year-old filly, has not run since the Kentucky Oaks. So this is a perfect starting off point for Ian Wilkes to get her going. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like at the end of the day, or maybe the year, she'll be the best horse. It's a big ask for her today.
The 4 are disaster. This is Safi. I want to show you a stat with Safi Joseph Jr. Maybe this one gets a spot on your ticket. Let's see what the stat says here for Safi Joseph Jr. You can see our disaster, 61 to 100 today of grade 3s on the dirt in the past 5 years. 22%, 53% in the money. Stat Boy was doing his work there. 369. That is an interesting stat right there.
Grade 3s only. I like that. 32 starts, too. So all these gals kind of fit in this, because Spirit Wind's off a little bit of a freshening as well. Our Disaster's got speed. She's going to be in a little tricky spot with a sandwich maybe, but, hey, she ran big last time and fast.
Let's go to the final race this afternoon, race number 11. And dueling long shots, we'll start with your first. By the way, it is a mile and a 16th on the turf. Starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds. A scratch to 13 jockey on the 7 dual income is Edwin Gonzalez. And start with your long shot.
All right, it's Friolento. That's the 9 horse who kind of took a little money last time and was good, actually, at 10 to 1, breaking the maiden for the quarter. So we're stepping up today. But this is the only horse, Ron, in the race that's getting Lasix today. That could be interesting. Okay, all the others have already had Lasix, so maybe they've gotten their jolt move forward. Well, Friolento could have it today. He should be a square price. He came off a very nice win when they stretched him back out on turf last time for the first time. Got back on turf, but the stretch out, he's a player in here.
I went with Big Boy Jack. Speed. You've been mentioning all day how good the speed is on the turf. I'm going to try and speed pop the last race. Antonio Sano, MCL Jaramillo, let them go. When they hook up together, they're good. We'll see how they do. They win like 35% of the time.
We can show you, too. He's in there.
Let's show that.
He's going to have to be caught. There's no doubt about that. And he was caught in here. I think this was probably a little bit ambitious, what he was doing. ECL wired on him on the Tapeta 2 starts back. This was not a bad effort, Ron. You've got the 2 morning line favorites. That's the 7 dual income and the 5 Amdu in here as well. And they both run well. Amdu is the stiff favorite. He's going to be bet again for the Sweezy Barn. What a meet Kent's having. And you got Paco here. So they'll send it in on him, even though dual income beat Amdu second and third last time. These good efforts by everybody, including your horse. He's trying to see it out here. He just couldn't quite do it, but now he's kind of got that race behind him, Ron, and I've got no problems with this pick whatsoever.
Yeah, you just see, it's one of those races where, he worked hard and got caught. We'll see if he can steal it, know, at the mile in the 16th. And you got the jockey did really well, and like I said, I like that they're 35% together.
Yeah.
See if they can speed pop the final race. And you went with the 9. We all both have the 5. That's the one to beat.
Yeah, I'm doing
beside a long shot.
Yeah.
The 6 horse also, Hall Monitor. What did you see with that?
Well, he's interesting because he won over at Tampa, looping from the back. That's hard to do at Tampa on their turf course. That can be speedy. He was bet that day. It's a homebred. Now he's over here at Gulfstream in the big leagues, not for a tag. I liked that for Christophe Clement.
Yeah, we'll see how it runs that barn. Always, you got to take a second look. So that's the 11 for us. We got the lightning round coming up, of course, and what a great day of racing. Let's go right to that lightning round.
Yeah, we'll look back at yesterday. Congratulations to Safi Joseph Jr. Safi wasn't here yesterday, but he won his 1,000th career race right here at Gulfstream Park. So that was pretty cool. He won it in Friday's 7th, and Right Karma was right, and he beat Blast Radius on the square, and they bet him like he was going to do it too.
And Safi said, okay, that horse wants to run good on the inside. I'll claim that one too.
Yeah, that's right.
So congratulations. That 1,000 victory, that's pretty good. I mean, he's a young guy.
Yeah,
got a long
right
way
here.
to go.
Yeah.
And that's right at Gulfstream Park. So not his complete record, just here. That is amazing. Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast is back today. $1 base wager, Overlay City, as Pete likes to call it. Upstairs, retail only, no computer wagers in this bet, and we're going to keep you around for about 2 hours and 22 minutes. That's not bad. Santa Anita's got a big card there. You got the Grade 1 Beholder Mile out there today, and we got a couple here, 3 here, and then 2 at Santa Anita.
Yeah, I think the last one might be that Grade 1 race there, race number 8. Then we got the Tropical Turf Pick 3, which is a great bet. If you could nail this one, you're going to be all right.
Yeah, because the finale is a doozy. It's going to kick off with the Silks Run in race number 5, and that gets wide open with a scratch of Coppola. Race 8 is in there as well. $3 base wager and a 15% takeout. Another Overlay City, as it routinely pays a lot higher than the parlay.
Best bet for you?
Yeah, best bet for me is on the dirt Emirates Affair in race number 9.
A best bet for me is Origami in race number 8. And I do that origami stuff, too.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, I'm good at it.
I don't know if I would have gotten that one.
Long shot for you?
Well, we're in the same race. Now, tomorrow, Ronnie and I have the same long shot. Today, we do not. I'm Friolento.
And I am the horse, the Big Boy Jack, the number 3 horse trying to speed pop the field. That's it for us. About 25 minutes to first race post. We'll turn it over to Pete Aiello, and he'll give you all the changes and stuff, and then we'll be back for race number 1.